Syracuse and Penn not only have a storied history in lacrosse, they made history in 1988 with the introduction of Air Gate.
Out of Gary Gate behind. Canaris stuffed it in! Tremendous goal! Gary Gate leaped over the cage and stuffed it in!
That 1988 NCAA semifinal was one of the most exciting games in Dome history, ending in a Syracuse win.
Now they'll have to ad-lib something as the clock winds down. Here's Paul Gate shooting. He scores with 3 seconds left!
Syracuse won 11-10 and went on to capture the first of 3 straight national championships. Syracuse has high hopes of winning it all again this year, thanks largely to the play of senior goalie Chris Saran. Last week against Rutgers, he saved 15 of 19 shots for a career best 79% save percentage. With 19 saves today, he would become the 7th goalie in Syracuse history to reach 400, and Roy Simmons Jr. calls Saran the best goalie in the country. While Saran has been stopping goals, senior attack Jamie Archer has been setting them up and scoring them. He leads Syracuse with 23 assists and has 11 goals, helping lead a potent attack looking for its 6th straight win. Super Sports, a production of Adelphia Cable Communications, presents Syracuse Lacrosse. This afternoon, it's the Penn Quakers with a record of 4-7, taking on the 3rd-ranked Syracuse Orangemen with a record of 6-2, here from the Carrier Dome in Syracuse. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dan Horde, and along with Dale Drypolcher, we're delighted to have you watching our Super Sports coverage of Syracuse Lacrosse. The question going into the game today: can Penn make it a game? As we saw, the Quakers have a record of 4-7, and realistically, can they give Syracuse a game here in the Dome?
Well, the Syracuse coaching staff would love to have their team think that. They keep bringing up the fact that Princeton got a scare from these Penn Quakers, but realistically, I don't think so. Syracuse has too many athletes, but so much going on. If Syracuse isn't in the game, they could be in for a tough one in the 4th quarter.
This will be Syracuse's 6th straight game in the Carrier Dome. It's been an important time for the team, and it's allowed Roy Simmons Jr. to accomplish quite a bit.
I think one of the most important things is after such a lousy winter, they got a chance to practice. They practice a lot. They got their legs. They're in a groove now, and talking to the kids and the coaches, they feel they're just at the right spot, right where they want to be, and they feel they can only get better.
We highlighted senior goalie Chris Saran a moment ago. He's had a terrific season, and in fact, if the season ended today, Syracuse players and coaches would say that Saran's been the MVP. He's
really been magnificent. He ran by me when he was coming out to warm up, and he's always got the game face on. His concentration is unbelievable. Some of the games have been way out of hand in the 4th quarter, and he'll track something down. The kid really concentrates every game. One of the things I like about him is how quickly he outlets the ball also. He's a great athlete, and he's a guy I think I would give my MVP right now, but it's still a lot of season left, Dan.
And a game coming up today between Syracuse and Penn. We'll have the opening face-off coming up in just a moment on Super Sports. Dan Horton, Dale Drypolcher at the Dome. Syracuse meeting Penn today. The Orangemen ranked 3rd in the country, while Penn comes in 3 games under 500 with a record of 4-7. G.W. Mix, head coach of the Quakers, with a career record 8 games over 500 at 46-38. Obviously, that pales in comparison to Syracuse's Hall of Fame head coach, Roy Simmons Jr., 225 career wins as opposed to 82 defeats.
A little early handshaking as they get set to meet the teams. Pennsylvania, a little problem. The bus broke down, had to bring some cabs in from their hotel.
And as a result, today's game is getting started about 15 to 20 minutes later than scheduled. Freshman goalie Steve Bassford doing well for Penn so far this season, saving about 60% of the shots fired against him and getting the starting nod as a freshman. That's been the case quite a few times against Syracuse recently. Then for Syracuse, Chris Saran, who saved nearly 70% of the shots against him this year. This will be the 18th meeting between Syracuse and Penn. Syracuse has won the last 14. Andy Pusha faces off for Syracuse against Joe Gelbard of Penn, and early whistles on the opening face.
That's against Penn, procedure call, and Syracuse gets the easy face.
Last week it took Syracuse 37 seconds to get on the board against Rutgers when Dom Finn scored. Finn not in the starting lineup today. His line will get in shortly, no doubt about that. Jamie Archer with it behind the cage, whips around to Matt Ryder, Syracuse's leading goal scorer. Now the pass intended for Pusha came out of his cross. He goes after it, digs it off the turf and bounces it forward where it's scooped up by Penn. Phil Perry, the big stick, ran it upfield and he gets it to one of the attacks, Andy Crofton. Crofton ranking second on the Penn team in scoring. The leading scorer for Penn, an outstanding senior named Ryan Taylor. You'll see him in number 10. Player with the ball right now is Andy Greenberg, a sophomore who has 8 goals so far, and Pusha will watch him for Syracuse. You can see that Penn is being very deliberate. Vern Briggs from Ithaca with the ball. Now it's Greenberg.
Syracuse defense playing man-to-man. Pennsylvania looking perhaps to get up on that short stick, maybe deal on him, but you've got Beardsley, Kugavan playing defense.
A lot of movement for Penn in front of goaltender Saran thus far. This is Greenberg trying to make the spin move past Pusha. Now the pass went over the intended man. It's rolling toward the sideline, and that was passed out of bounds by Penn, meaning Syracuse gets it.
Well, very deliberate attack, as you saw right there. I think we've mentioned before, most teams do not want to get into a running game with Syracuse. They may show us a zone defense also. They've had this is a settled situation for Pennsylvania. Let's see what they come up with. Maybe a zone.
John Barr was able to slice right by the man who tried to mark him near midfield. Charlie Lockwood lost it out of his cross. Ball bouncing around. Lockwood tried to bat it forward, but the Quakers come up with the ball.
Perry again, 40, yes.
Perry slipped, but recovered. His pass completed to Crofton upfield. Now behind the cage, Penn with it. Ball to C.C. Lagater. There are a couple of players on Penn who play quite a bit, who go by initials, E.J. Youngling and C.C. Lagater. Played about 2 minutes. No shots on goal yet.
Talking to Syracuse coaches, they like number 10, Taylor, for Pennsylvania. They said that he's a fine midfielder, and they expected to see a lot of him. Right now, it's, as we said, a rather deliberate attack by Pennsylvania. Running a wheel up on top, trying to get people open on the crease. You see there's a nice shot from the end zone camera. See if you get a one-on-one move.
Vern Briggs scoring for Penn as the Quakers take a 1-0 lead. It was almost like Penn was able to lull Syracuse to sleep a bit. Briggs beat his man and then whipped it past Saran for the opening goal.
Syracuse not able to get their big stick midi, and this is Lockwood, 22, and he is on. Briggs goes up over the head, misses the stick, and Briggs, the slide comes, but not before Briggs takes that left-handed shot. So Charlie Lockwood, playing defensively, gets beaten, and Briggs comes up with the first goal for Penn.
Before we saw Briggs make the move and then score the goal, there was a period where he was just kind of aimlessly walking around quite a bit away from the cage, where Lockwood just put his hands on his hips in frustration with the pace of the game, and then Briggs made the move and scored the goal. So a little frustrating for Syracuse to see Penn perfectly willing just to kind of walk it around until the opportunities come.
The Princeton game, I believe the score was 6-5, gives you an indication of how patient they were then. Syracuse fans would probably yell boring. Pennsylvania fans would say patient. So you're going to get a difference of opinion. We'll see how it goes. Incidentally, Dom Finn threw for a pass for Colsey. Open cage.
Bettinger had it, tried to feed it forward for Ryder, and passed behind him. 2
bad passes in a row. Syracuse has thrown the ball away twice, unforced turnovers, and giving Pennsylvania a chance. That's the 4th time, twice in a row, that they have made those unforced errors.
Penn on the clear, leading 1-0. Early goal by Vern Briggs, who is from Ithaca. And this is Briggs with the ball near midfield. Jamie Archer whacking at him. Briggs tried to pass it forward, intercepted by Ryder. Ryder running upfield for Syracuse. Unsettled situation. Beardsley shoots and scores. The big stick, Beardsley. ran forward, took the pass from Ryder and scored the goal. Syracuse tying it at 1 in the first quarter.
Well, when they knocked that ball across, Beardsley was there. Someone was back. One of the midfielders stayed back, and Beardsley, not at least bashful about taking a shot, is going to get a little underhand pass. Watch the pass. There it is. And Beardsley with the 72-inch stick. Nice shot, guys. That's a tough thing to stop, and he ties it at 1. And Beardsley, first goal today, but he's got 2 on the season. I think he had 5 last year, so he is not bashful when it comes to shooting the ball, and he was in the right place at the right time.
He's never had 2 in 1 game. Perhaps he'll get his opportunity today. Syracuse has won every face-off thus far. Now it's Archer behind the cage. Couple of spin moves, works forward, passes way out in front to Colsey. Colsey attempting to find Bettinger right on the crease, and it went beyond him and out of bounds.
Bettinger open on the right side of the crease as we look at it. Went up in the air for almost an alley-oop shot, but the pass too high.
So Penn has the ball with the score tied at 1.
Syracuse putting a lot of pressure on the clear.
Nice movement by Briggs. Now he fires upfield to Taylor. Game's about 4.5 minutes old. Haven't been a lot of shots thus far. In fact, the 2 shots on goal have gone in.
You can see the pace. They're looking for cutters, hoping to isolate maybe on a short stick behind with one of their better defensemen. Greenberg now on a short stick. Syracuse's Roy Colsey.
And it goes to Alex Goodman now, who's being watched by Mike Doyle. Goodman giving it up to Greenberg, and the fans appreciate Syracuse's defensive efforts.
The defensive midfield in, along with Smith, 43. Pass across the goal mouth.
Good look, but the pass intended for Youngling went off his cross and was picked up by Colsey. Colsey running up for Syracuse. He gets slammed to the ground, but the ball is recovered by Syracuse and fired in by Bettinger off a nice quick pass by Jamie Archer. 2-1 Syracuse first quarter.
Transition game started quickly, and then Syracuse got dumped. And you're going to see Colsey right there take the shot, knocked down by Tobin. Then the ball went down. Archer gets it, looks for Bettinger. 2-1, and a quick timeout by Pennsylvania.
As you can see, the 9th goal this season for Steve Bettinger, the senior from Lynbrook High School, and the 24th assist for Jamie Archer. Archer closing in on his 100th career assist. Coming into the game, he needed 6 to become the 4th player in Syracuse history to reach 100 career assists.
Archer made a great play on the ball. It was an unsettled situation, and he was able to get the ball, see where the man was open on the crease, and that's what anybody who gets that many assists, that's what they have to do. Good vision.
Jamie Archer, the senior from Nottingham, has really had an outstanding season and doesn't seem to be getting much attention for it. Most of the attention has gone to Saran, who's been fantastic in goal, and also Matt Ryder, who's the leading goal scorer, but Archer has been the man setting up a lot of those goals.
Here's the whole sequence. Missed pass, and you see Colsey come up with it, and I think 43, Tobin from Pennsylvania, is the guy who's going to put him on the ground. Now he thinks he might take a shot. There it is, yes, Tobin puts him down, ball's down, back on the ground. Archer right there sees Bettinger, and of course the goalie has just no chance at all. Slid to his left, but Bettinger, nice job.
CW Mix calling a timeout after that second Syracuse goal. Now the teams are ready to go. Syracuse takes another face-off. Pusha has been terrific thus far. However, this time Penn takes it right back. A little bit of an unsettled situation for the Quakers. Shot taken and knocked away. Shot was fired by Andy Crofton, the freshman rather, from Garden City.
Not technically a save, so Saran will yet record his first save.
Syracuse leading 2-1, Penn with the ball. Rick Beardsley hitting Andy Crofton. Beardsley, an excellent takeaway, big stick defenseman.
He really wields the titanium there.
Now Dan Connell, who is from Baldwin, New York, not Baldwinsville, but Baldwin. He's a sophomore. This is a young Penn team rebuilding after reaching the heights of '88 when Penn nearly knocked off Syracuse in the NCAAs here in the Dome.
Taking their time, being patient.
Paul Duncan giving up the ball to Chip Galley.
They're going to take good shots. You know, most of the coaches that come in say, look, you know, when you play against Syracuse, you got to make the most of your shots. Don't take poor shots. If you're going to make one, make sure it's a good shot on goal. Right there.
Shot taken and scored. Dan Connell, the sophomore midi, tying it at 2.
Now that's all due to the patience of Pennsylvania, and they hope that they can get the matchup that they want. You know, they'll watch the tapes of Syracuse and they say, maybe we can get him on a short stick. They double teamed him, couldn't get him, slid off, Barr slid, but they really couldn't get stick on stick, and Saran couldn't track it down. Watch him take him back left, now he comes back right. And Saran back in the cage, not able to track it down. Back to the faceoff.
And Penn captures one. First time that Penn has come away cleanly with a faceoff. Ball loose on the turf. Reggie Thorpe running after it for Syracuse. Good use of the body by Thorpe, and Syracuse will get it.
You know, they practice drills called man ball. One guy, if he's within 5 yards of the other man, says, in the ball, you take the man and I'll take the ball. He took the man there and ended up with the ball too. So nice job by Thorpe.
Easy clear for Syracuse. John Barr running upfield. Game tied at 2. Barr for Ryder. Behind to Archer. Back to Barr. He'll crank it up. Shoots it wide, but Archer is closest for Syracuse. The Orange hold on to the ball. Bettinger out front to Barr. 7:20 left in the first quarter. Bettinger drawing defenders. Now it's Archer back to Lockwood. Charlie shoots and scores. Top shelf goal for Charlie Lockwood. Syracuse leads again, 3-2.
Appeared on that Penn was willing to jump and double the ball, hoping to force a turnover. But watch, Perry slides 40, but he can't get there quickly enough. Lockwood's got the release, and the laser with the quick shot brings it to 3-2. You see right there, nice shot. This is a great camera shot to see what the goalie sees and what Lockwood sees.
And another assist for Jamie Archer. He's within 4 of 100 career assists. Gelbard wins the faceoff from Fazy. Now a takeaway by Chad Smith. And Fazy runs upfield for Syracuse. To Dom Finn, who's in. Now it's Smith. He shoots and scores. And for the second time, a big stick has scored a goal for Syracuse in the first quarter. First it was Beardsley, and now it's Chad Smith with his first goal as an Orangeman.
If you hang around in the right place with your big stick, somebody might help you out. Fazy makes a long pass to start it off, and Dom Finn sees a trailer, and the trailer has the 6-foot stick, and look at the sidearm shot. He cranked that all the way from Salve and put it right in at 6:56, 4-2. And he gets the congratulations from the sideline.
Fazy wins the draw, and Finn has it for Syracuse.
Talked briefly to Don before the game. It's his 21st birthday. He'd like to do well since he's an adult today. So.
Colsey for Syracuse to Bettinger, and now behind to Archer. Out front to Colsey. Good look. Ryder shot saved point blank by Steve Bassford. That looked like a goal all the way for Ryder. Now Ryder takes it away. Picked up by Archer. Jamie Archer for Syracuse. Beautiful spin move. Takes the bounce shot. Hit the post. Recovered by Syracuse. And a shot and a goal for Roy Colsey. It's Syracuse 5 and Penn 2.
Pennsylvania doubling the ball, going after the man with the ball, hoping to force the poor shot. And Syracuse a little bit rattled early. See, there's the double team, and watch, there's Colsey, and he's able to crank and goes low. Not able to stop it. Bassford gives Colsey his 18th on the year. SU's taken 3 shots in a row for scores.
And an assist for the birthday boy, Dom Finn. He's assisted on the last 2 Syracuse goals. And he has the ball after Fazy wins another draw. 6 minutes left in the quarter. Syracuse up 5-2. Archer has it behind the cage. He hits the open Bettinger. Now back to Archer. Around to Finn. Colsey, who just scored, shoots. It goes wide. Syracuse will have it.
Oh, that will go to Pennsylvania right about the midfield line, just short of the midfield line. Poor pass by Archer, uncharacteristic, because that was not close to being a completed pass. So Syracuse gets a chance to get their big sticks on. Defensive midfield. Hans Schmidt, number 44 for Syracuse.
Seems like it's been a while since Penn's had the ball. Syracuse keeps scoring and then winning the faceoff. Penn able to get it into the attack half of the field.
Nice deliberate clear, and you're right, they're going to do a nice deliberate offense too.
Alex Goodman has it. Being watched by Wittick.
Doyle being aggressive.
And Briggs, who has scored one of the Penn goals, swings it back outside. Haven't heard much from Ryan Taylor thus far.
The midfielder that Syracuse coaches had talked a bit about. They said they were honest. They said they did not know much about Pennsylvania. They do not see them much. They've saw them once earlier in the year. They said they're not on TV as much as we are, so we don't have many tapes.
Briggs trying to use strength to get by Doyle. It didn't work.
Penn taking their time. They want to be able to bring it to 5-3. There's only about 4 minutes, 4:10 left in this first quarter.
Penn running a lot of twisting and circling patterns in front of Saran, hoping to confuse the Syracuse defenders.
Really trying to get a screen. I know the ball was saved in momentarily. It'll be Syracuse ball, but they are. I think one of the ways, if you're going to beat a goalie who's as good as Saran, is to try to hide the ball from him, put as many people in front of him as you can, try to screen him and get a shot off. But they have not had a lot of shots. Penn's had 5 shots on goal at this point. Did not get one off on that particular occasion.
Syracuse having no trouble getting it into the attack half. You see how successful Syracuse has been in its dome victories. And the shot and the goal for Syracuse as the Orangemen go ahead 6-2. John Barr adds his name to the scoring column.
I was just going to say, it looked like Pennsylvania was getting ready to set up a zone defense, and the best way to beat a zone, as in basketball, is to take the long outside shot, and if you beat it, oftentimes forces them out. We'll see what happens this time, but Barr took the long outside shot, short hopper, and goal number 6 put Syracuse up by 4 at this point. In faceoffs, it's 6-2 in favor of Syracuse, so it's tough to slow it down when you are losing the faceoffs. Let's see what Penn does. It'll be against Syracuse. So Syracuse, guilty of a hold, will lose possession.
And Penn has it with 3:30 remaining in the quarter. Dangerous situation for Penn. The goalie caught out of place. Bettinger takes advantage as Syracuse's ride produces an easy goal for Steve Bettinger.
Good point. People say, what is a ride? A ride is when the other team has to clear and you have to play defense on them. You ride them. And what happened there was, as you said, Dan, the patience was executed by Syracuse. They really did a nice job, and they get Arcezi to lose the ball, and then it's a real easy goal, as you can see. Bassford trying to get back and not able to get there in time, and Bettinger comes up with his second, Syracuse's 7th. And the wingmen come in for Syracuse, but Oh, Pusha gets it at least momentarily. Yes, Syracuse has it now.
And here comes Lockwood for Syracuse. That goal by Bettinger, by the way, his second. He's the first Syracuse player to have 2 in this game.
Yeah, they're kind of zoning up and they're pulling back in, circling the wagons in front of the goalie, trying to make him take outside shots, cut down the passing lanes and force a bad pass. And as I say it, Syracuse does it as they have uncharacteristically thrown the ball away a bit so far in the first quarter.
Matt Ryder upset with himself after a rare bad pass. Syracuse making wholesale substitutions after losing the ball, getting some of the big sticks in.
I'd like to have a ball that close and reach down and get have Reggie Thorpe there, number 10, as he just went right over Crofton, the attack man. Got the ball for Syracuse, and Syracuse clears easily.
Schussler, who has come in for Syracuse, runs upfield. A little more than 2 minutes left in the quarter. Excellent catch by Lockwood, a one-handed arm extended grab. Pusha working, now behind to Archer.
Yeah, they're running a zone defense now, and they're play hard on one man and zone on somebody else and slide and try to keep those passing lanes down. And Syracuse looking to see if they could sneak somebody from behind, and Archer not able to track the pass down.
Good look by Barr, just a little bit off the mark, trying to get it to Archer as he snuck in from behind the cage. 1:30 remaining in the first quarter. Syracuse leading 7-2. The Orangemen have scored the last 5 goals after a 2-all tie early.
Oh, you hang that stick, and Thorpe tried to pound it into the turf. Crofton again gets the ball back. You hang that stick and it attracts a lot of aluminum and sometimes titanium, as some of the players have gone to the titanium handle on the defensive players.
Less than a minute remaining in the quarter. Andy Greenberg with the ball for Penn.
Gives you a nice look from the end zone as they'll be behind the cage, one-on-one, and this is what they've done the whole game, is take their time, watch for the cutters. Not much movement on top now. Now they move, they bring another man behind as they look for that open, see if they can go one-on-one. Nope, somebody slides, so I make the pass back and start it all over again.
30 seconds left in the quarter. Briggs. Outside to Crofton. His pass, which appeared to be okay, was mishandled and goes right out of bounds.
Definitely one that should have been caught.
C.C. Lagater thinking about his move before he had the ball.
Syracuse has had, at this point, no trouble clearing. High pass.
Fietta up to Ryder, and it's too high. It'll go out of bounds with 5 seconds left in the quarter.
I guess if there's one thing you could complain about if you were a Syracuse coach, is the amount of passes that have been not on target, but with a 5-goal lead in the first quarter, that would be little to complain about.
And that's the end of the first quarter, a productive one for Syracuse. After Penn scored first and tied it at 2 early, Syracuse reeled off the last 5 and has a 7-2 lead at the end of the quarter. Three assists in the first quarter for Jamie Archer, 2 goals for Steve Bettinger. Syracuse with a 7-2 lead as the teams change sides and get set for quarter number 2. GW Mix trying to keep his team in it. And what an unusual name.
Yeah. I like those names with initials.
And an abundance of them on the Penn team, starting with the head coach, G.W. Mix. Jeff Schuessler doing face-off duties for Syracuse to begin the second quarter. This draw won by the Quakers, not for long. Penn does come up with it.
Oh, Schuessler's going to take a little seat here for about 30.
Mike Tobin was the player who was dropped for Penn. And Schuessler heads to the sidelines.
First man-up opportunity, unusual. Syracuse usually has had 3 or 4 by this time. This is the first, and we're in the second quarter. So Schuessler's down for 30. Ground ball, 13-10.
Interesting first quarter where you only have 1 save as well.
Right.
Bassford had one for Penn, and Saran did not have any for Syracuse. See how well Syracuse's man-down unit has performed. Only giving up goals about 20% of the time this season.
1 out of 5, that's good. Ooh. I love to see Saran. Boy, he comes up, wags that stick, has the body behind it to follow up. The Saran man is the last line of defense. Syracuse even now.
Ball knocked away, Syracuse running after it, but it will be maintained by Penn.
Penn ball. Must have been off a Syracuse stick. So Pennsylvania's got to get somebody back there to pick it up. They haven't quite decided who's going to do it yet. Then they send back number 12, Greenberg.
Greenberg being marked by Thorpe. Ryan Taylor, number 10, is being watched by Chad Smith, and Taylor has really done nothing so far. Syracuse has been outstanding this season at shutting down the other team's top gun, with the exception of Kevin Beach from Loyola, who had 6 goals and 3 assists against Syracuse.
Coming in, Ryan had about 34 points, 28 goals and 6 assists.
Greenberg's shot was knocked away, and how about the over-the-shoulder pass from Beardsley to Saran? Upfield to Chad Smith. Shot taken, it goes wide. The shot was fired by Bettinger, and the ball will go to the Quakers.
Bassford out to be closest to the line, and Syracuse is going to lose possession on the shot. But that was a great sequence there.
Rick Curry with it for Penn. Now parallel with a goal, it's E.J. Youngling. Here's Ryan Taylor from California. And Whittick watches him. Syracuse on top by 5 goals early in the second quarter. Taylor making the one-on-one move, takes the shot, saved by Saran.
First save of the game for Chris.
And here comes Matt Ryder, upfield to Archer. And had he caught that, it would have been a Syracuse goal, almost certainly.
Nice look, but not there. And Penn's going to get somebody off the field. Tony Phillips, a defenseman, hurt his shoulder when he went down. And he looks to be in a bit of pain as he takes a seat. Pennsylvania ball.
And a tough loss for the Quakers to lose one of their starting defensemen. Taylor gets by his man. Slipped by Kugavan. And the Quakers trying to take advantage. Shot taken. It was deflected high by Schuessler. Goes out of bounds, and Penn will have it.
Couple of balls out there. Get one of the ball boys lost, and now they're going to double team the inbounds pass.
Saran coming in to slam Lipinski. Syracuse gets it.
That's one of those plays you like to run once in a while, and you don't like to see your goalie get into the body contact, but it was a great play. He didn't telegraph it, and all of a sudden he just charged out of the goal and double-teamed the inbound man.
Finn couldn't handle the pass that bounced high from Thorpe, and Penn has it. Taylor up to Crofton. See that the turnovers are about even. Now it's off Lipitsky. That should go to Syracuse, and it does.
Dom Finn will get a chance to get it again.
There's Finn, who has 2 assists so far. Assisting on goals by Chad Smith and Roy Colsey. Beardsley firing long to Bettinger. Now it's Colsey for Syracuse. Fietta. And back to Finn.
Back to his zone defense again. And
Finn with the assist. Bettinger with a hat trick as he scores his 3rd goal, and Syracuse has opened up a 6-goal lead.
They were setting up that zone out in front, and he made a perfect pass right in front of the goal crease. Watch. Long loping pass and nobody there in that zone. They're not sucked back in, and they have a tendency to come out. If you can make that difficult pass, Dan, like right there, see how fast he had to make it? That was not a, it was a long pass. It wasn't looping, it was on a dart, and that's a way to beat the zone, and Bettinger comes up with his 3rd. Syracuse now has a 6-goal lead at 8-2.
And the senior Steve Bettinger is on the verge of equaling his single game high. He had 4 goals in 1 game against the Delphi 2 seasons ago. The most points he's ever had in a game, also 4. He had that 4-goal game, and he also had a 2-goal, 2-assist game. Finn with 3 assists for Syracuse. That equals his single game career best. And Archer also has 3 assists for Syracuse.
Here's the double team. Saran all of a sudden fires out, really plays good defense. Lipinski loses the ball, and watch what Saran does. He's the kind of guy that fires up his team. After he does this, he gives a little, look what I did, and they really fire up and like Saran. They like his intensity. You got a defense that really likes you. It's a question of they really play for that kind of a goalie because he comes out, plays what they do, does the same kind of things, and they appreciate that.
And it helps that he stops about 80% of the shots against them.
Doesn't hurt at all. Makes the defense look good.
Well, Syracuse has 1 home game left in the regular season, and what a game it should be. Syracuse taking on Johns Hopkins on a Friday night in the Carrier Dome. Be fun to see if more than 10,000 fans show up for that one.
It'd be great to fill the place, wouldn't it? Or come close. For Lacrosse, anyway.
Syracuse has a road game before that game. That'll be next weekend at Massachusetts.
They're always tough. Coach Simmons says always tough on the road at Massachusetts. There's a nice look at the faceoff. Nice camera work. Andy Robinson, our sideline man. Nice shot as Pusha up with the face.
Syracuse with the ball. Penn has gone nearly 12 minutes since its last goal. Lockwood shoots. It goes wide. Archer was behind the cage for Syracuse, and the Orangemen still have it. Lockwood, as they swing it around to Archer, in front, and it's bounced in by Charlie Lockwood. He more or less just kind of tapped it in, volleyball style, and Syracuse leads at 9-2.
Compared to what he normally does, it was a bunt. He really got one of the hardest shots on the team, and watch what he does here. He just quick sticks it for his Syracuse's 9th goal and a 7-goal lead. You see the congratulations to Archer from Lockwood.
2nd goal for Charlie. Jamie Archer with the assist. Overheard over the PA system that they have, at least they said that was Archer's 3rd assist, so we've been crediting him with 3 already. Perhaps he was not officially given credit for one of the earlier goals for receiving an assist.
I would say that they're probably wrong, and you're right, Dan.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. A change in goal for Penn. Junior Jeff Hirsch from Providence has checked in, replacing Steve Bassford, the freshman, who lasted, well, about 20 minutes game time.
1 save for Bassford, and Syracuse took 14 shots on him. So Hirsch next in line.
And Hirsch has played quite a bit this season. Comes in saving about 56% of the shots against him.
Well, you get in a game like this, you don't want to ruin a goalie's confidence, and you want to make sure that if you got a freshman kid in there that he learns from it but doesn't get shell-shocked in the 9-2 first quarter. Time to at least get him a rest.
Syracuse has run off 7 straight goals. And that's going to be a penalty against Riddick of Syracuse.
Riddick went for the one-hand move to try to strip the man with the ball, but he failed, and that's Goodman, number 3. Watch what happens. Goodman does inside dodge, rolls, changes hands. Now Riddick says, I'm beat, but he's hanging the stick, but he gets him across the thigh and dumps him into the turf.
And Alex Goodman is still hurting from that. You can see him being helped off the field. Looks like he hurt the knee or maybe the hip when he went down.
May have been the stick on the thigh. He took it full force there. There's the man-up situation. Penn 0 for 1 at this point. This is their second opportunity.
10 minutes left in the first half. Syracuse with a 9-2 lead. Penn showing a little more zip. This man-up opportunity. Taylor to Briggs, who shoots. Knocked away by Saran. Reggie Thorpe comes up with it for Syracuse, and Chad Smith runs away with it. His pass, though, intercepted by Taylor. Taylor with a move, the shot, the save by Saran. Excellent scoring opportunity for Ryan Taylor, and he was denied by Chris Saran. Now it's Beardsley upfield for Syracuse. John Barr.
Beardsley's going to run back over with the big stick. What a great save by Saran. That was the All-American save, the kind of thing that you can show people when you say who's the best goalie in the country. And as you mentioned, I think Syracuse feels they've got the best right there.
Certainly based on the way he's played this season. Ball loose around the crease, recovered by Hirsch, the goalie who's just come in.
Oh, nice hustle by Bettinger on the sideline, ball down.
Strong hit by Archer. It is recovered by Taylor. Penn with the ball. And the Quakers able to get it into the attack end.
Another save.
Wow, what a save by Saran.
Oh, what an outlet. It's a bit offside.
Lockwood tried to find Bettinger. Chris Saran getting the high five from Rick Beardsley after a terrific save.
Should have given him 10. That was a spectacular save. Watch this. There's a no-look pass, one-on-one with the goalie, fakes 3 times, and Saran just off the body, loses it momentarily, then traps it. Now watch this bang, this pass out to Pusha. What a look. Just, you got to change from stopping the shot, and then those synapses got to say, we got to change and look for the open man, and they do just like that.
Michigan State 8, Bogart 5 in the score.
Syracuse with the ball, looking to get into double figures, leading 9-2. Archer to Lockwood. He'll crank it up. Deflected before it got to the goal. And the ball will go to Penn.
Arcezi, I think 27, stopped that with something on his uniform.
Jamie Archer arguing with the official who credited Penn with the ball that he was standing there when it went over the end line on the shot taken by Lockwood. Long pass completed by Penn. Here comes C.C. Lagater. He set up a man for what should have been a shot right out in front, and the ball was dropped by E.J. Youngling. Now it's Lockwood to Ryder. Trying to take the quick stick shot. And again, the goalie, Hirsch, gets closest as the ball goes out of bounds.
Quick feet by Hirsch, gets out of bounds, or gets to the line before the ball went out of bounds.
E.J. Youngling behind to Crofton, being watched by Thorpe. Swats at him from behind. Crofton still with the ball. Blocked by Saran. Here comes Beardsley. Shot and a goal by Bettinger. He has tied his career high with 4 goals. And we still have nearly 7 minutes to go in the first half.
Cranker left hand assist perhaps to Beardsley. Let's see. Yeah, that should be an assist right there. And you see that net rip Bettinger. Nice goal. Stretches it to 8-goal lead with 6:53 left in the first half.
And Syracuse's second quarter domination is continuing with a 3-0 lead in this quarter. Syracuse has now scored opponents by 40 goals in the second quarter this season. It's 52-12.
Schuessler to face off. They wave the Penn player away, Phillips, with the big stick, who was going to face off with the big stick. And apparently they didn't like something there. They put in another big stick, so Pennsylvania sends in Caniglio against Schuessler from Syracuse. There's the ball. They got the big stick, and obviously they got 2 bigs. They got their sticks in already. On the wing, a big stick, but now when you get the ball, you got to get them off.
Hirsch passing upfield. Takeaway by Chad Smith.
They had the short stick on, and he sent the big stick back out as they lost the ball to Syracuse.
Smith upfield to Schuessler. .6:20 remaining in the half. Archer out to Finn. Donegan has come in for Syracuse. Casey Donegan. Freddie Amaya has also come in, so Roy Simmons Jr. is getting into the third lines now with a 10-2 lead.
You see this Penn zone defense as they shift. Now they play hard on the man behind and then zone up in front of the cage.
Archer with a pass, shot and a score for Syracuse. Steve Ahrens scoring the goal to make it 11-2.
The thing of the zone is you're not supposed to be able to penetrate quite this much, quite this quickly, but Ahrens gets the shot off, and it's a hopper right in front of the goalie, and they slid over. Arsesi, 27, is the last man to stop him before the goalie, but he cannot stop the shot of Ahrens. There's Ahrens, 3-1 on the year.
Another assist for Jamie Archer. He either has 4 or 5. We'll have to get the official ruling on the number of assists he has, because he is getting close to 100 for his career.
Beardsley up with a face-off.
A little bit behind the back of Schuessler, but recovered by Syracuse.
Syracuse right now getting twice as many of the face-offs, 10-5, as Pennsylvania, and that's a tough situation to be in when you're down by 9 goals.
Casey Donegan with it. Now it's Bettinger behind. Bettinger with 4 goals. Donegan out to Amaya. Again, it's Donegan. Cradling with the left hand, now spinning to the right hand. Finds Bettinger, and his shot was saved by Hirsch.
Oh, another save. Nice series for Hirsch, but Syracuse is going to retain possession. Amaya's got it.
Ahrens.
Those were 2 point-blank shots that he turned away.
Amaya passing it up. Shot and a score, Jamie Archer. Adding a goal to all the assists that he's handed out today, and Syracuse leads by 10 for the first time, 12-2.
Watch Archer get free right in front of the cage. There he is. He just turns and fires. So Archer up with a goal. The quarterback of this offensive scheme for Syracuse, comes up with a goal.
And the assist went to Ahrens, a reverse of the previous goal where Archer had assisted to Ahrens. Syracuse has it again. Here's Fazy. Leaving it, shot taken by Fietta, saved by Hirsch. Hirsch coming way out of the goal. Ball picked up by Fietta. Back for Dom Finn, a little bit low, and it bounces past the midfield stripe, where Penn comes up with it.
So we got a whistle. Pete Linklip in, by the way, 28 defensively for Syracuse. We're going to get a slash. That's Linklip, 28. I think he kind of tapped him, sort of right there. Yeah, right in the visor. So that'll be a minute for the slash. Linklip will sit down and Syracuse will play man down for the third time. They're perfect so far, not allowing one.
So look at the big freshman Mike Smiley from West Jenny. All 6'6" of him. Vern Briggs with it. Around to Crofton, back to Briggs. Now it's Taylor.
Oh, open.
Shot was lost in the cross, and Syracuse is able to come up with it.
Oh, long fly. Hirsch tracks it down.
And gets it upfield to Briggs.
Syracuse still a man down, unsettled situation. Ooh, another flag down.
Shot goes wide by Briggs.
Another slash, so Kugovan will be down. So Syracuse may be 2 men down. I don't know if they have. No, Linklip's back in, so now they're 1 man down again.
So right when one ends, the other one begins.
Yeah, it was good timing. At least they're not 2 men down. So it's man up opportunity number 4 right after number 3.
It's been 19 minutes since Penn scored its second goal to tie it at 2. By the way, we have been given official notification that Archer has 5 assists, so he is 1 away from number 100 in his career. Ball bouncing in front, and it goes high.
Saran thought for a minute he'd drag that ball right back into his own cage, into the goal, but he didn't.
Unnecessary over-the-shoulder pass in a man-up situation when Penn appeared to be moving toward an open shot.
No style points. You don't get any.
Beardsley just runs right by his man.
Syracuse just got onside. As Smith, the big stick mini, went back and let Beardsley go over. So they'll take Smith out as they have the ball in the goal area.
Ryder moving in.
Nice save by Hirsch, and I'll bet you Ryder was in the crease. Yep. Hirsch has looked good, Dan, I would say. We got saves for Hirsch, 4 saves for number 1.
And they've all been difficult saves.
Yeah, good point. They have been.
Lagater lost it out of his cross, picked up by Fietta, who fires upfield to Finn. The birthday boy shoots, saved by Hirsch. Picked up by Colsey. Inside of 2 minutes left in the half, Syracuse leading by 10. Colsey running toward the goal, had it knocked away. Violation on Syracuse. Check that. And Penn will get it.
Said he holding his stick to his chest, I believe. The Jim Brown penalty. Oh.
Briggs avoided a sharp stick move by Ryder.
One of the things I noticed, whoever Thorpe guards, they like to get rid of the ball quickly because he is all over you on the hands, and he really does a nice job back there as Colsey tries an over the head check.
Time running down in the second quarter. Penn down by 10 with the ball. Dave Arcezi.
Nice job by Schuster. He pushed him by the area where he could make a shot and hope to have a percentage of getting it in.
Down to 45 seconds left in the half. Greenberg has the ball. Colsey watching him. Back outside to Connell, who has scored once. Connell with the pass. It goes high. It goes out of bounds. Syracuse will have it with 24 seconds remaining in the half. And GW Mix does not look happy for the Quakers. Down to 15 seconds left in the half. Syracuse with the ball. Thorpe. Back to Barr. 6 seconds left in the half. 2 seconds left in the half. And that'll do it for the half. The shot went wide. And Hirsch did not have to make another save. But it's quite a half for Syracuse after Penn led 1-0. And after the game was tied at 2, Syracuse scored the last 10 goals of the half, including all 5 goals scored in the second quarter. Our halftime score from the Carrier Dome, Syracuse 12 and Pennsylvania 2. Jamie Archer and Steve Bettinger leading the way in the first half for Syracuse. Archer with a goal and 5 assists. Bettinger with 4 goals. And Syracuse with the last 10 goals of the half to lead Penn at the break, 12-2. Highlights and stats coming up in a moment on Super Sports. We're back at the Carrier Dome. Dan Horton, Dale Drypolcher. Syracuse up by 10 at the break. It's the Orangemen 12 and the Quakers of Penn 2. 2 clear-cut stars for Syracuse in the first half. Jamie Archer with 5 assists. Steve Bettinger with 4 goals. And we'll see highlights of some of the action, including one of the times those two combined.
First thing we're going to see is pass eventually knocked down, and then Syracuse gets it. And watch this long bouncing pass, no goalie in there.
That was Archer with the pass and Bettinger with a goal. This is Dom Finn, the birthday boy.
The birthday boy turns 21, gets an assist, finds Bettinger. Bettinger being open all day.
And Chris Saran didn't have to face that many shots, but when he did, he was tough.
He really did. Boy, they had this one, and those are the ones you say, you got to get those by a guy like him. He finds it, scoops it up, and watch the outlet. Immediately right there as Pusha got the outlet pass.
Take a look at some of the statistics from the first half with Syracuse leading by 10-12-2. You see that Syracuse, well, did fairly well in most categories, as you'd expect.
One of the things that's important, when you get 9 more shots and you're taking the quality of shots that Syracuse gets, it's tough. Penn's got to come back and put the ball in the hole.
So Syracuse has a 10-goal advantage at the half. The Orangemen looking for their 6th consecutive win. We'll see if Syracuse can hold on and get it when we continue with the second half action on Super Sports. Dan Horton, Dale Drypolcher back at the Dome. Syracuse up by 10 at the half. If this gets any more out of hand, we might have to resort to Carl Eilenberg socks
yes,
for the 2nd consecutive week.
Well, one of the things that GW has to be concerned about is that they've probably got a couple of games left on the season. They want to make sure that they don't leave this shell-shocked. And there's Chris Saran heading out for his position, but they have changed goalies. We'll see if they don't get another one back in, and Hirsch is going to come back in as his counterpart. There's Hirsch.
Pusha will face off for Syracuse against Joe Gelbard. Pusha was excellent in the face-off category while he was out there doing that role in the first half.
He does
and
it again.
He wins another. Coming into the game, he was winning 63%, the highest rate on Syracuse.
Fazy usually has more opportunities, but a little more successful.
Pusha might have taken over the primary job in the face-off department. Shot was blocked before it got to Hirsch. Barr had taken the shot by Syracuse, or for Syracuse. And here comes Penn, down by 10. Kugavan came up with it for Syracuse. Penn's last goal came at the 6:51 mark of the first quarter. So it's been a long time since the Quakers beat Saran. Here's Archer. Back to Lockwood. Lockwood shoots. Saved by Hirsch.
In the crease. Just his whole body. Right in the crease. Who was that, Barr? Yeah. Pushed in illegally. So the ball will go to Penn. There's the shot. And the bounce not controlled. And there it is. There he is.
Had Lockwood scored, Archer would have picked up another assist. Here comes Bettinger looking for his 5th goal. Had it taken off his cross, but it's recovered by Syracuse, and the goal is scored by Matt Ryder. Came in leading Syracuse in goals with 30. Did not score a goal in the first half, but he picks one up 1 minute and 8 seconds into the second half.
That's why your attack plays defense. Archer stopped the ball, knocked it down, and Ryder up with it eventually. There's the Bettinger rather stopped the ball, and there's the goal. So nice defense by the Syracuse attack.
And 11 straight goals for Syracuse. Another face-off victory for Syracuse. Barr with the ball. Back to Kugavan. And now it's Reggie Thorpe. Bettinger behind to Archer. Keep an eye on Archer for that next assist, which will be number 100 in his career. Bettinger hit the post. Recovered by Lockwood, tried to feed it over the shoulder to Archer, and it went out of bounds. Or was he shooting there?
Yeah, he was shooting. Okay. That was a shot. There's the original shot by Bettinger. There's the behind-the-back follow-up. Incidentally, the last goal for Syracuse was the first unassisted goal they've had. That shows you you're getting a lot of teamwork, a lot of people looking for passes and making the good pass.
And both Penn goals early were unassisted. Penn hasn't had that teamwork. Now it's Lockwood.
Oh,
he hit the post.
That was a ricochet.
Hirsch came up with it. Penn having trouble picking up the ball.
Look how many people get on him. And then that's just intensity. Now Syracuse in the third quarter turning it up with an 11-goal lead. And this is not to say that they're trying to run the score up. Dan, they're just out there playing good, tough lacrosse. And when the ball's down, they're going to go after it. They've played that way all year. And they do it no matter who's in and no matter what the score is.
Roy Colsey for Syracuse to Dom Finn. Steve Bettinger. And Fietta momentarily. Now it's back to Bettinger. Behind to Archer. Matt Ryder fires the shot. Hirsch got a piece. Colsey scoops it up. Colsey still with it. Running into the opening, firing to Bettinger, whose shot goes wide.
One of the things of the zone defense is you don't really spread out, so there's a lot of bodies in there, and sometimes when you take the shot, you got to get through 2 or 3 guys to get a chance to really get on the cage. Tipped. Oh.
Shot and a goal from Mark Fietta, who adds his name to the scoring column.
They're really spreading it around. Fietta gets a pass, deflected in the right spot. That should be unassisted. Laddie Horrell talking to Dom Finn.
And I think Fietta is one of the guys who's really going to emerge in a major role for Syracuse over the next 2 years. He's only a sophomore, and he scored 6 goals this season. Syracuse will lose some great seniors next year, but there's obviously some great personnel coming back. Losing Archer and Ryder and Saran will hurt, but they'll have Lockwood, Finn, Colsey, Fietta, etc.
They lose, got Beardsley back.
Chad Smith.
Yep.
We'll lose Reggie Thorpe from the defense, but the core is back for another championship contender. Archer behind the cage, looking for his 6th assist. Makes the pass to Finn, who couldn't get much of the Lacrosse on it, and it's picked up by Penn. Penn working a bit more quickly here in the second half, trailing by a dozen. Vern Briggs cradling with Colsey looking on, not really applying much pressure. Alex Goodman feeding Briggs, who shoots and scores and ends the long drought for Pennsylvania.
A little bit of a sneak there as Vern Briggs, watch where he comes from. They get the ball. He just popped out a little bit from the edge of the crease, or the edge of the cage, I should say, and got an uncontested shot there. Snuck by. So Briggs up with a goal number 3 for Penn. 10:59 left.
And ending a drought of well more than 20 minutes of game time for Pennsylvania. Thorpe picking it up upfield to Fazy. And now Finn and Fazy play catch. Fazy shoots, saved by Hirsch. Hirsch has been impressive.
He has been. He really is tracking the ball well, and despite being down, he's keeping him in this game. This score could be worse. Syracuse is taking good shots on him.
Colsey with a bounce shot, goes wide, and Archer's the closest man. Not much of a change to the facial expression of Roy Simmons Jr. Syracuse leading 14-3. Archer to Finn. That was bumped up high. It wasn't a high shot, but as he went to shoot, his stick was hit. Again, it's Archer. Tried to find Finn. It's going to roll up to midfield, where good job by Beardsley to ward off one man, allowing Thorpe to pick up the ball.
Probably one of the hardest things in lacrosse is to pick up a ground ball that's close to you with a defensive stick. And these guys, amazing the way they can do it so well. Was that deflected? Might have been deflected off a Penn stick. We'll see. Nope. Pennsylvania ball.
Syracuse leading 14-3. 10 different Orangemen have scored in this game. Steve Bettinger leading the way in goals with 4. You can see that Syracuse has the advantage in ground balls and in fewer turnovers.
Fotopoulos in his defensive midfield. He's the big stick, number 27.
Doyle doing the hitting there for Syracuse. And the takeaway by Reggie Thorpe. Nice look upfield, and here come the Orangemen. Bettinger with a pass. Ryder tried to sweep it in. Taken away by Penn. Great effort by Bettinger, the diving takeaway attempt. He did knock the ball free, and now Wittick knocks one free.
See, this is the hustle and concentration I've been talking about with an 11-goal lead. They are not relaxing.
Beardsley has it for Syracuse.
Bam Bam.
And he turns on the speed to get by his man. Beardsley tried to pass it to Archer, who had set up just a little bit behind and a little bit to the side of the cage.
Officials right on, called it a pass, so it'll be Pennsylvania's turn to clear.
Hirsch upfield to Greenberg. That's the time remaining in the third quarter, with Syracuse leading 14-3. Crowd's gone silent here in the Dome, with Syracuse comfortably in front and Penn using the slow down attack.
I think some of the people who are here for the football scrimmage have been here for a long day, but interesting.
Briggs being watched by Schussler. Now it's Thorpe trying to take it away from Crofton, who was able to pass it off to Greenberg. Goes behind to Goodman. Crofton. Thorpe had his stick get caught on Crofton's face mask. Pass to Briggs, who beat Saran with a high shot.
That'll be wiped out. That penalty wiped out on the goal. It was a hold, so they'll be even up. But it was a nice goal. Found a cutter. And Briggs, you're going to see the penalty as he hooks him right there. You can see his head kind of twisted, almost like he had a bit in his mouth. And then he goes after him. Flags went up, and Crofton is going to make the pass. See the flag down there? He's going to make a nice no-look pass, and Vern Briggs puts it home.
3 goals for Briggs. He's scored 2 straight, not only for his team, but in the game.
And they come up with a face-off.
Penn doing much better in that department here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, coming in, they were less than 50% in the face-off department. That usually spells trouble. Oh, that's a goal.
Andy Crofton beating Saran with a low shot. Saran frustrated as he sits in front of the goal. And it's 14-5 in favor of Syracuse.
There's Thorpe. Now, Thorpe sometimes gets beat in body position. He usually able to get stick on stick, not there. Now, Saran actually, I think, had made the initial stop, but there was a little spin on it. He couldn't control it. Went between his legs for goal number 5.
And 3 in a row scored by Penn after Syracuse had reeled off 12 straight.
Direct result of getting that face-off, and now Syracuse.
Archer's pass to Bettinger bounced away, but it went right to Reiter. To Ahrens. Bettinger shoots.
Nice save.
They rolled toward the goal line, and it was scooped up by the goalie Hirsch. Sharp hit applied by Syracuse, and the Orangemen come up with the ball. Freddie Amaya's shot. Knocked down before it got to the goal, picked up by Syracuse.
Now Syracuse is going to run a little patterned offense.
Penn actually leading in this quarter. Reiter got slammed to the ground after taking that shot and came up pushing the man who hit him.
Nice.
His shot
save.
on goal, saved by Hirsch.
You know, the freshman that started, Basford's supposed to be a pretty good goalie. You wonder how he beat out Hirsch. At least on today's performance, Hirsch has been much better, more effective.
Flag thrown against Kugavan. Briggs saved by Saran.
Hirsch has 8 saves, by the way, after we look at that save by Saran. There he is. Number 1, Jeffrey Hirsch. We'll see the penalty. Fans didn't like it.
Andy Lipitsky was the player cradling with the ball, and Kugavan has the flag thrown against him.
So it'll be a slash, man-up opportunity number 5 for Pennsylvania. They have failed to convert in the first 4.
Penn trying to score its 4th consecutive goal after going more than 20 minutes without one. Syracuse in the zone and the man down. Beardsley and Thorpe stay right in front of Saran. Bounce shot taken, saved by Saran and picked up by Beardsley. Gets it up to Chad Smith. Smith with a nice scoop.
Release that penalty. Gets in. Yes, that'll release the penalty. Oh, high pass, but Smith evened him up.
A little more than 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Bounce shot taken, bounced over the goal, and Penn is there to hold on.
Penn taking better advantage of their offensive opportunities, being a lot more productive, getting some good shots, getting some people open. Ball down here.
Been a while for Syracuse now, about 8 minutes without a goal for the Orangemen. Now that I've said that, look out, Hirsch.
That was Linclip, 28, the big stick, who got the ball, but there's going to be a... So Beardsley, you say... Yeah, it was Beardsley, 47, so that was perhaps in back of the play. It was, I didn't see it, but the official did. The ball was, or the flag was way back in the defensive half of the field, so now they'll be man down for time number 6. Now, if you're Penn, you want to say, let's take advantage now. Let's get a good shot off. We got a full minute. Let's get a couple of good shots off if we can.
It seems today that most of Saran's best saves have come in the man down situations. When the goalie often has to come up big.
Good point. They swing the ball around, open, and then they redirect, go back, and that's, if you're Syracuse, that's what you want to see. Ball on the carpet. A lot of sliding, a lot of body position, because you're down one man. There's the slide, there's the shot, there's the goal.
And another one for Vern Briggs. The sophomore from Ithaca has scored 4 goals for Penn. The Quakers have scored 4 straight as a team, and they pulled within 8.
There's a man up. Shows how it hurts you. And Briggs, just a hard shot. Nice shot by the youngster from Ithaca. He's had a good day, and
sure has.
Taylor coming in was the guy that everybody had been talking about, and I have to check his numbers. I'm not sure. I was going to say I don't remember having many numbers at all for him.
Briggs up to 19 goals this season.
Good hustle by Pusha there, gets the ball out off a Pennsylvania player. Pennsylvania seems a little more energized. The halftime, they seem to be playing a lot better than they did in that first half. And of course, Syracuse perhaps a little bit relaxed with a large lead.
Andy Pusha gets it up to John Barr. Syracuse trying to end a long scoreless drought. Approaching 10 minutes. Archer to Casey Donegan. Out in front to Barr. Donegan. Lockwood scores. The Laser living up to that nickname as he whipped it in.
And Lockwood right from the, watch these 3 guys converge on him. See the zone defense? Watch them all come out. See, there's 3 shirts. They all went out, but he beat them all to the right. And then they make the pass in, the pass back, and here they are come again. See that? Look at this. 3 guys converging on the ball, and they beat the goalie. But you can see how that zone, everybody shifts and moves, and all of a sudden 3 guys just turned and charged toward the ball.
3rd goal of the game for Charlie Lockwood. He's up to 14 this season. Big hit by Kugovan, but Penn still has the ball.
Beardsley obviously back in.
Two minutes left in the third quarter. Syracuse leading 15-6. Shot goes wide, picked up right behind by Penn. Now a high pass rolling toward the midfield stripe, goes out of bounds, and Syracuse will get it.
Penn having a bit of success. They got a man-up goal. Feeding from behind the cage. They've been a lot sharper this quarter. They're going to whistle the ball and play. Let's see what they, somebody out. Oh, somebody got a official time, perhaps a piece of equipment on John Barr as he trots to the sideline.
Hopefully not an injury for Syracuse. The Orangemen do have a couple players out. Matt Doyle with a knee injury and Paul Sullivan with a knee injury.
I think they had to take him out, and they just, till the play started.
Lockwood racing upfield. Had it knocked away, but recovers. Hands off to Archer. Now around to Donegan. Donegan to Barr. Nice save by Hirsch.
Ball down momentarily. They're going to have trouble clearing this. There, they got it out. Lockwood puts it on the carpet. Oh, unsettled situation. Nice look.
And the goal scored by Penn. Looks like it'll go to E.J. Youngling.
Crofton, nice look, number 5. Across the cage. Watch Crofton. There he is. There, he makes a nice look. He draws the defenders. He has the goal. Now the goalie's got to slide with the man with the ball, and he held it long enough. Crofton held it long enough to draw the goalie over. See the whole sequence here. Watch the goalie slide, and then the pass back across the front of the cage, and Penn comes up with goal number 7.
And 5 of the last 6 goals have been scored by Penn. Now Syracuse has it, leading 15-7. Inside of a minute left in the 3rd quarter.
Number 5, Andy Crofton with the assist.
Archer's pass knocked away by Penn. Taylor making the play.
Nice anticipation by Taylor.
A little more than 30 seconds left in the quarter. Penn looking to cap a very successful quarter after being blown out in the first half. Alex Goodman, watched by Colsey, shot taken, saved by Saran. 13 seconds left in the half. Here's Matt Ryder, 10 seconds left.
Look for Colsey.
Whistle blows with 3 seconds remaining in the half, and Syracuse will get the ball.
Time for a shot. Colsey will crank from the restraining line. Doesn't take it.
And the horn sounds, signifying the end of the 3rd quarter. Now Syracuse had a 10-goal lead at the half, so Penn was able to get a couple goals closer in the 3rd quarter. Our score at the end of 3. Syracuse 15 and Pennsylvania 7. Dan Horton, Dale Drypolcher back at the Dome. Happy to have you watching our Super Sports coverage of Syracuse University Lacrosse. And there are 3rd quarter statistics.
You check the shots. 38-24.
Syracuse leading 15-7 in the all-important goal column.
Oh, snagged that right out of the air.
It's a heck of an interception for the Quakers. Tom Finn was looking to get it upfield. Penn has scored 5 of the last 6 goals after falling behind by 12.
And as I said, one of the things that they wanted to do, obviously, is they want to get back in this game. They've got a couple games left in their season. They want to make sure that they've done the best they can. I'm sure they were not satisfied with the first half. They played much better. Let's see if they continue into the 4th quarter.
And this hasn't been a case of Penn going on a scoring binge against Syracuse's deep reserves on the end of the bench. Most of the 1st and 2nd lines have been in.
Guys that you would expect to be in, so you're right, Dan. They're absolutely doing a much better job.
And maybe a goal or 2 came against 3rd lines for Syracuse, but those guys play a lot anyway, no matter who the opponent is.
That's right, and Saran's still in there, as he usually is. So this is a good outfit they're going against, and that'll be a shot. Should stay. Does it stay? Yes, it. No. Kugavan.
Yep.
Yeah. He got there. It was a foot race with Crofton, but Kugavan beat him. Good hustle.
Syracuse has had no problems on its clears. That's one thing that's been very successful today. This no exception. Fietta loses it.
He put the ball down for Penn, and Syracuse up with it.
Finn.
Oh, nice save.
A great save by Hirsch to rob Donegan. And Donegan's down. It looks like he's hurt in front of the crease.
Let's see. Oh, that ball was in the air. We'll see who they give possession to. He went down. Oh, it's Archer.
Thought it was number 1.
Yeah, I saw the
Donegan instead of 11 Archer.
Right.
Archer gets up and starts walking away. Trainer Tim Neal is going to come out and just make sure that he's all right.
See if we can see what happens there. He got a shot, took a hit. Ooh, he just kind of collapsed there. I think he got stunned.
Archer will come off at least for a while. See, he has had a big game, tying his single game high for assist with 5. They all came in the first half. He's looking to move into the rarefied Tim Nelson assist totals for a single game. Tim Nelson, Syracuse's all-time leader, with 9 in a game on more than one occasion. That looked like a pass. It went on goal, and Saran was alert to make the save. We're in the fourth quarter, early in the fourth, about 2 minutes in, and Syracuse comfortably ahead by 8 goals. Donegan has taken the Archer spot behind the cage. Finn spins away. Nice look. Bettinger's shot was deflected away. And Donegan there for Syracuse.
Penn a little bit in the first half, a little bit more man-to-man. I'm seeing almost strictly zone from them in this half, and I think they feel a little more comfortable with it. At least at this point they do.
Colsey's bounce shot saved by Hirsch. Deflection scooped up by Syracuse.
No, in the crease. Is that Fietta?
Yep. Went down in the crease and gets the pat from the goalie, Hirsch.
Hirsch, the junior, apparently had been beaten out by the younger freshman goalie, but there's the replay as Hirsch took him down, but he's been doing better than Bassford. He's going to get another opportunity here. Oh, he comes up again.
Stopping Bettinger on what looked like a great opportunity for Syracuse to score.
For the Penn coaches, you got to say, boy, we found a goalie for the rest of the season anyway. If he can stay as hot as he has today. Intercepted. Beardsley.
Jason McLean's pass picked off by Beardsley. Beardsley running upfield, number 47. Still has it. Now gives up to Ryder. And Beardsley gets the big hand as he runs back toward the defensive end. Dom Finn with it as Colsey comes back into the attack area. Finn shoots.
Oh.
Hirsch again. Ryder recovers for Syracuse.
That was a nice save.
And a nice takeaway by Taylor.
Taylor's been hustling all day for the Quakers, but Fiat up with this. Back to Colsey.
Ryder was open. So was Donegan, and what a save by Hirsch. Hirsch has been terrific for Pennsylvania.
14 saves. And all of them spectacular. There was a nice one there. Oh, let's see. He was in the crease.
Saran stopping Youngling, who had stepped in the crease, so it would not have counted had it been put in.
It was a long pass by Beardsley. Timeout?
Second timeout called by Syracuse with 10:55 remaining. And there is Jeff Hirsch, the junior from Providence, Rhode Island, who replaced Steve Bassford in the second quarter after Bassford failed to make any saves, and Hirsch has been outstanding.
He has been. I'd love to know what they had thought of him coming into this game, but he has just done a great job. And as we've mentioned, these have not been easy saves. These have been point-blank shots, and that's a thing that picks a team up. That's what Saran does. Here's a look at one. Watch. Bang, down. Even gets the rebound, looks up, gets the outlet. Just a real picture-perfect example of what a goalie should do. And on the other end, they fast broke, got down on Saran. Watch what Saran does. Bang! Knocks it back out and then started back the other way. A fast game, but both goalies looking good on that exchange.
Unofficially, number 1 right there, Jeff Hirsch, would have about a 70% save percentage against him since coming on. Bassford did make one save, but he gave up 9 goals, so he had a 10% save percentage while he was in.
Yeah, that's not good.
There's Saran, who's made 9 saves today. That means he's 10 away from 400 in his career. And he asked for help from a higher power as he goes back into the crease.
And Syracuse will start with the ball. There's the quarter look. That second quarter continues to be good for Syracuse. Obviously 7 in the first, but they're very, very strong season-wide in the second. And the third, they actually got beat.
Roy Simmons was asked about Syracuse's second quarter domination during the week, and he said, well, we like the opponents to be thinking about it at halftime. That happened again today with Syracuse up by 10 at the half. Ryder behind the cage for Syracuse. And Archer is back in, a good sign after he had to walk off slowly after that big hit in front of the cage. Freddie Amaya. Passing to Archer. Down to Ryder. Now it's Archer with a little room to operate to Donegan. Quick shot, goes wide, picked up by Ryder. In front, Steve Ahrens, who scored. His shot knocked away by Hirsch, picked up by Penn.
Oh, nice check. Who was that?
Pateau running upfield for Syracuse.
That's right, Alex Pateau, 19, is that right?
That is right, Alex Pateau.
Nice job by Pateau. Good hustle, he gets the ball, he'll bring it in.
And Pateau still has it. Now gives up to Steve Ahrens. Ahrens with 1 goal and 1 assist so far in the game.
Sneak.
And Ryder scores. That is not the air gate shot, but the Sky Ryder shot, where he leaves his feet and sweeps it in, and Syracuse leads it 16-7.
Almost a subway rider as he goes low from the back. Watch. There he goes. Nice look. One hand, and he hits that offside. So the subway rider up with 16 for Syracuse. I like that.
Second goal of the game, and Ryder's up to 32 this season. Charlie Lockwood using his speed and strength to come away with it. Barr will shoot, goes high.
I was watching Hirsch on that. He was tracking that one right there. He was looking for it.
And they've just announced that Jamie Archer was credited with an assist on the last goal by Ryder. The 100th of his career at Syracuse. He becomes the 4th player in Syracuse history to reach 100 assists. And that's also a best ever for a single game performance for him with 6 assists. He had had 5 twice previously.
Seems like just the other day he was at Nottingham High School, right not far from here.
John Barr hits the bar.
Good hustle.
2 players running after it, and it's scooped up by Pusha. Lockwood was also hustling after it. Archer looking for that 7th assist. Had it knocked out of his cross, now he's knocked to the ground.
Let's see. Yeah, call goes against Syracuse. Tobin was the man who got the ball back for Pennsylvania. They seem much more comfortable in this zone that they have been running in the second half, and they have put the pressure on Syracuse.
Syracuse up by 9, down to about 8.5 minutes remaining. Penn looking to break a bit of a drought. Quakers have not scored yet here in the last quarter.
Still running the disciplined offense. Looking for open man as they get their next unit on. The thing Syracuse does, they don't let you play a relaxed game. You know, people will like to pass and walk around because they're an aggressive defensive team and they go after you. You can't just run and walk and do whatever you want. And a little turnover there for Pennsylvania.
Charlie Lockwood turning on the speed as he runs upfield. Cradling with the right hand, takes the shot and scores. Charlie Lockwood, having one of his best games this season, scores for the 4th time, and Syracuse leads by 10.
He's got Hirsch talking to himself. Nice job by the laser. A fast break, unsettled situation. That's the best way to beat a zone defense, and he just takes that hop, gets himself airborne, and a nice hard shot by Lockwood. 4th goal.
And that equals his career high. 3rd time in his career he's scored 4 goals in a game.
Syracuse at faceoffs right now 16-11 advantage. Make it 17. They come up with this one as they put a big stick out to face off of him. Phillips loses it.
Shot taken, saved by Hirsch as he knocked down the shot by Fietta. However, it's picked up by Syracuse. Colsey will crank it up.
Oh,
saved by
save.
Hirsch. And now Hirsch passes upfield and completes it to Rick Curry. Tyler Hale, who's from the Syracuse area, has come in now, number 7. He's from Syracuse, although he attended Phillips Exeter Prep School.
Brian Tully also went for Syracuse, number 41 defensively.
The Orange are happy to have him back in the picture after some academic interests had kept him off the team in the early portion of this season.
So he's back and trying to get his legs under him and be ready to help out in the playoffs.
And he will pick up the ball off the turf, number 41, and pass it upfield to Colsey.
That was Smiley, the big defenseman, 36, who just ran out of the picture. They got a fast break. Colsey runs back, sets it up. Oh boy, you draw a lot of people in that zone when you skip in that closely. Ooh, high pass. See all those bodies shift? See how many guys get in front of that ball?
Finn took the shot, didn't get all the way to Hirsch. Ball rolling free. Morrissey knocked it toward the sideline, and since it's off the Syracuse man, it'll go to Penn. Two games left in the regular season for Syracuse. UMass on the road next week, and then Johns Hopkins in the Dome on a Friday night to close out the regular season. And if Syracuse can continue winning, there will be home playoff games as well. Morrissey shoots and scores. Jim Morrissey with his first goal of the afternoon. 18-7 Syracuse.
Morrissey, the freshman out of Skaneateles, beat the zone, sprint down, get in position, get the goal, and pay the price. So a freshman gets a shot. And these are true freshmen. You don't get many red shirts in this sport unless you get an injury or something. And that applause is for Chris Saran as he comes out of the cage.
Replaced in the goal by Garrett Esposito, and you see Saran getting the high fives from his teammates after getting the standing ovation from the Carrier Dome crowd. He has really become a crowd favorite in his senior season.
Started at West Point, went to Franklin and Marshall, then ended up here at Syracuse. And I bet they're glad he did.
Syracuse up by 11 with 5.5 minutes remaining.
Lingclip doesn't control, but gets it out to the midfield, and
Steve Ahrens picks up the loose ball and runs upfield. Freddie Amaya back to Ahrens, who shoots.
Didn't even get there.
Recovered by Syracuse. Morrissey around behind, back to Morrissey.
Nice look. In the crease. Jamie Lamasseur in the crease. And that'll give Pennsylvania another opportunity.
There's Garrett Esposito, who's come on for Chris Saran. Last week against Rutgers, we also had a chance to see the third-string goaltender, Brad LeBaron. Esposito a little bit bigger than Saran. They're the same height, but Esposito is about 20 pounds heavier. .430 remaining. Syracuse on the verge of winning its 6th straight and continuing its long dominance in this series, about to win its 15th straight game against Penn over the years. Roy Simmons Jr. undefeated in his career against Penn. Shot taken and the goal scored. Alex Goodman beating Garrett Esposito, and it's 18-8 Syracuse.
Goodman just beats the defender. Esposito stick side. No, yeah, stick side. Offside. I'll correct myself for the last time, at least on that series.
Penn wins the face-off. Ball bounces loose, going toward the sideline, and it was not kept in time by Penn.
You get a shot of the coaches.
Tully to Esposito.
Esposito left-handed, long pass, a little high.
Pateau was the intended man, and Pateau recovers. He has Amaya open in the middle. Finds Denver, Rourke Denver, who's knocked to the floor. Check
So
that was LeMessurier.
Yep, 30 seconds. So it'll be a man-up opportunity. So Syracuse gets man-up opportunity number 2. Not bad in that situation. They've 1 of 6 they have given up. Stay about what they were, right, about 20% coming in and man-down situations, but not very many penalties. They have been up in the double figures usually, averaging around almost 9, but this will certainly bring it down a little bit. Ball passed, so Penn ball.
With 3:21 remaining. And it is newsprint time for some of the fans in the Dome, with Syracuse up by 10. Hirsch drawing defenders, firing upfield and missing his man, but the loose ball goes right to Penn. Point blank opportunity saved by Esposito.
It's a face save.
Pateau with it with 2:50 remaining.
What do we got here? Procedure call against Syracuse. See if we can slow this down and show you what the goalie does. Boom! Whoa! Look at that. I keep playing that back. It's like a Three Stooges cartoon. That's a tough shot. Esposito stopped it with the face mask.
Hirsch showing his daring coming out of the cage.
And Esposito getting his head ready again.
Down to about the 2-minute mark.
Well, there wasn't. Oh, we're going to get a hold.
Shot and a goal for Penn. That'll negate the would have been penalty on Syracuse. And credit the goal to Tyler Hale, Syracuse native, scoring for Penn.
Tyler Hale open slide off this offside. Brings it up to 9, so Penn 1 goal away from double figures.
And we'll have a new faceoff man for Syracuse. Toby Price will get an opportunity. Price was able to pull it back, but Penn gets to the ground ball.
It stays a ground ball. Now they got it.
Quakers trying to get into double figures. Pass back toward the middle of the pack, rolling toward midfield.
Nice kick over by Pennsylvania. That was Ignal got that ball back for Penn.
Crofton couldn't get off the clean shot.
In the crease.
And he's in the crease. 1:33 left. Syracuse leading by 9. Price for Syracuse.
Help.
1:20 left. Orangemen trying to add to their personal statistics as well as a lopsided victory. That goes out of bounds with 1:09 remaining.
Eric Noss, a left-handed shot.
Syracuse about to win. Number 598 in school history. Syracuse on the verge of becoming the second program ever to hit 600 victories. Johns Hopkins the only other. Hopkins with more than 700.
Delay of the game there as Syracuse stepped out of the box in the last part of the game here, and it'll give opportunity for Pennsylvania.
45 seconds left. Shot taken and the goal scored. Alex Goodman with his second goal of the fourth quarter. End of the game. It's 18-10.
No goal. Ball is in, and I think you're going to have the bench official wave that goal off.
Penn coaches are very angry about it. It has been put up on the scoreboard as a goal, but it's being taken off now, and scratch that goal for Goodman.
There was a procedure call. The bench official said that before that ball went in, somebody had committed a penalty, and then as it happened, he corrected the situation.
Too many men on the field, the call on Penn.
Okay.
Clock winding down, 25 seconds remaining.
Syracuse would like to keep this right where it is, but they're going to get another shot off.
Tyler Hale has the ball. 12 seconds left. Crofton.
Smiley, look at that. There's a big difference, right? 6'6".
On 5'8". Crofton gets off a good shot, goes wide. Esposito's closest. That should do it with 3 seconds remaining. And the clock winds down on another victory for Syracuse. The Orangemen conclude a stretch of 6 consecutive home games with their 6th consecutive victory. Syracuse dominated the first and second quarters, held on in the second half, and posts a victory over the Penn Quakers this afternoon at the Carrier Dome.
Penn came back, made a game of it, but that first half, Syracuse just put the pressure on.
So the final score from the Dome this afternoon, Syracuse 18 and Penn 9. Dan Horton, Dale Drypolcher back at the Dome. Syracuse over Penn by an 18-9 final. The Orangemen 7-2 this season, thanks to their 15th consecutive win over Penn.
There's a look at Chris Saran, another great game for him. And, you know, you have to be kind to Pennsylvania. Hirsch, the goalie, really put on a show there, I thought. He came in and replaced their initial goalie and did a great job. He gave the fans a lot of thrills, but there's the man, the Saran man, and they're happy to have him.
The offensive stars for Syracuse included Jamie Archer, 6 assists, a personal high for him. You can see him being interviewed by a local radio station. He also had 1 goal for a total of 7 points. 2 Syracuse players had 4 goals in the game. Steve Bettinger, all in the first half, and then Charlie Lockwood also with 4.
They really looked good and hustling all the time. perhaps a little bit of a layoff in the third quarter, but they came back and put another one in the W column, 18-9.
So Syracuse ups its record to 7-2. The Orangemen will hit the road to take on Massachusetts, then come back home for the final game of the regular season against Johns Hopkins. Final score from the Dome today, Syracuse 18 and Pennsylvania 9. Reminder that this telecast has been a production of Super Sports, and our next game will be coming up here from the Dome when Syracuse takes on Johns Hopkins. Chris Saran helping Syracuse to victory. And this has been a presentation of Super Sports, a production of Adelphia Cable Communications.